Well, hello there. How are you? I am Kathy Crow. This is our Crow Cottage here in Springfield, Missouri, and it is a fabulous day. Oh, just look out there. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I hope that you are having a great day. Today we are gonna have some fun. I'm gonna kind of play around with delicate baubles. This is a die set that is left still at Stampin' Up. It is not gone yet, but man, it's gonna be gone. I can't believe it isn't gone. Actually, I was shocked that I just went on it today to check because I have an email that's coming out showing, because I've been having a blast with it. It's just got all kinds of really fun things. So I'm fooling around over here trying to get my video to go so I can see comments if somebody joins me. I'm actually trying to get going at 1. 1 o'clock is my time. And I am going to just have to go back to 1. When we moved to Central Time, Standard Time, I was hoping I could do it a little later, so I was closer to the time that I actually had been doing on the West Coast, but it's just not working out for me. Even 2 o'clock is just too late. So I am going to try to do it at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time every week. Should be here pretty regular. Now, Christmas break is coming up. Jeff is a teacher substituting here in Springfield and the area all around. Like Willard is one of his favorite places to substitute in. And so it's very close to Springfield. So anyhow, he's going to be home quite a bit, in the next couple of weeks. So I don't think I'll be doing this. While he's here, we have fun. And so I won't be doing this for a couple of weeks. But you never know. Sometimes I manage to sneak in and get one in here and there. So we will see, but I can't promise anything. All right, on to delicate baubles. So all you get is the dies. That's actually all I bought. I have, I didn't get it out. That Christmas Gleaming set was a really pretty one, and there was another one too. In fact, that's the one. Where did that one go? I was looking for it earlier because the card I'm doing, I just put them on Pinterest this morning, so you'll be able to see it. This sentiment is from the other large ornament set that we had a couple of years ago that I loved, but and so I resisted this one. But that one had such big ornaments, it was hard to fit on a card. These actually fit better on the card. And I decided, about halfway through the catalog sale period, like a couple of months ago, I decided I'm going to just get the dies and not get the stamps because I tended to not color all of the ornament anyway. And just really appreciated the dies. And I'm so glad I did. I had saved just for this week, I had saved our Merriest, here's the stamp set so you can see the actual title. The Merriest Moments set. Oh boy, I have a nice poinsettia that little one like this that I really like. So I'd not gotten this set right away because I wasn't sure that I really would use it for the stamps, but I really like this Together is the Merriest Place to Be. That is a really nice Christmas one. And just the simple word joy too. Very cool. But you are gonna be amazed. I was thinking to myself, you should have been showing this for a long time because this has, it better not have lost it. It has a hybrid folder, embossing folder. Where did you go? I will find you. It has a hybrid embossing folder that goes with this. And the reason it got lost is because I have all of my new folders that I've been playing with. So I hope I can find it handily here. I think I can. I guess I'm going to find out as we go. So let me turn this around and we will get started. I actually put not my host code because I do have one floating out there in limbo land, but I actually have a site listed on my background here, which has a link. I mean, this is the link. that is the link to purchase any of this stuff, because one of the cards that I did, I'm going to show. Now this one has this red velvet. That is not available. This red velvet is old velvet. I bought a bunch of it when we were doing our poinsettias last year. So I have a whole nice sheet. Now this velvet is so nice with the foil. It's just a really nice texture. Feels good. The foil's glimmery. So anyhow, this isn't available there, but you could buy it anywhere right now. Christmas, you know, you're going to find that sort of thing. The red and green foil is still available, and I think it might be on clearance or at least on sale, because that is not going to be, I don't think, in next year's catalog. This silver foil is there, so you have a link for that. Now this card is going to use this old Noble Peacock foil, and I loved it, so I bought extra of that as well, because I wanted to make sure I had plenty. And so that is not available. But the rhinestones, the holiday rhinestones are. That is what I'm using, though, on this card, is this as a backdrop. And I did have blue foil, and I must have used it all on my last cards that I just did, because, uh-oh, how are we going to get you to not be hanging in the way here, little cord? My phone battery won't last forever, so. All right. We're going to have to be up kind of high, because we're going to be cutting things out with our cutting machine, you know. So got to have things going up high enough that you can be able to see without being too claustrophobic. All right, so got delicate baubles, Merriest moments. Before I get going, oh, there's this, but I had been keeping the folder with it. Oh, there you are. Excellent. Okay, so there's the hybrid folder. Now, you know, some of you are going to tell me you're doing it wrong, which you're perfectly capable of telling me that, and I'm not going to be hurt or crushed by that. So you can tell me I'm all wrong. But the hybrid embossing folder is designed, the people who created it designed it. So I'm, you know, sorry I'm so contrary, but they actually designed it so that this die can fit. Now you have to find the front. So here's the front with the logo, because you want that to be cutting down, you know, here's the cut edge. So you can put your paper in here. I'm not going to, but if I was going to. And then you can put your die right over it, and you can feel where it goes. Now when the cardstock's on there, you can't, because the cardstock is, but what I do is I put this die in here, feel where it is, and then close it, and then you can open it back up. It's in exactly the right place, and then you could tape it down so you've got it right there. And then it's designed to run it through the cutting machine and cut it and emboss it at the same time. Sounds brilliant, right? Yes, it is. Now, I originally thought that it might cut into your folder, and I didn't even do it with the last one they did, because I was afraid that it would, and it did. I see that it is cutting into my folder, but that's not the only reason. That's actually the least of my worries on this, because I don't know how long I would use this anyway. Now, for me, I might use it a lot. Some people, you don't use their stuff past one season. I actually do, so I don't want to cut up my folder, so I'm not going to use it. Mainly, I'm not going to use it that way, because it's just too hard on my cutting machine. When I rolled it through, it did roll through, but I had to use a lot of force. And, you know, some people might not mind spending another $120 on another embossing machine, but I object to that. I don't have that kind of money, so I am not going to be buying another one at all. I hope, you know, I'm hoping I'll ever have to buy another one. If I do, it better be in at least another maybe 8 years. So I'm not going to be forcing it through. This was rolling. I could roll it through, but it was really difficult, and that just tells me there's too much pressure coming in under here. Way too much, and it will mess up your pressure, you know, settings, and you can't reset it. You can't recalibrate it. Now, if you're a mechanical person and you can take the whole machine apart and redo it, some people can do that, but I don't know anyone who can, and I certainly can't. So I am not going to be using it that way. But I did want to cut out this silver foil with that. That's the only thing I'm going to be cutting out, is my silver foil. So I'm going to just take my little silver sheet over here in the corner and figure out approximately how big of a piece I need to emboss that and cut it out. I'm going to cut it out first. I could emboss it first, but then that would be rather foolish, because after I'd embossed it, if I cut it, then it's going to flatten it out. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it out first. Now with your foil, it does make impressions with your cutting plate, and if I noticed I had like a little piece of you know, cardstock, just a tiny chunk of it in some of my, and it had impressed right into the foil. So, you know, you don't necessarily want to do that. Now, I might not have to run back again, but, you know, I'm going to just do it a couple of times. Foil is a little bit protective of the foil. They have like a little plastic membrane in there, so sometimes that doesn't cut as nicely as some things do, like just plain cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. Now let's move you out of the way here for a minute. We'll get these guys out, and see if I cut it all. Looks like it got cut nicely, very nicely in fact. So I probably won't have to roll anything out of there, but let's just check it out. I don't really want to take my brush and go rub, 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 because it'll damage my foil. It's I can see some, you know, just little foil pressure, you know, on there from my cutting blade, but not much. So I don't really want to mess with it, and it won't matter because I am going to be embossing that anyway. So we'll set you aside here for a minute. Let's get rid of my silver bits. All right, so today I am finally gonna get around to my neighbors. So if you live anywhere in Springfield, anywhere near it, and you want to come and do any crafting with me, this Thursday at my house, I am going to do a little open house if you want to come. But you have to message me and ask, because I'm not going to put my address on Facebook. You can imagine why. All right, so now all we're going to need to do is put this away. That's where I lose it. It does have, on this side, it has you can cut out the image without all the detail if you want to. But I'm not gonna do that. All right, so making sure I have the front up, and then I'm gonna just place this right on top of the. Now I could tape it on, but I'm gonna be pretty good at just pressing it down, and it's gonna stay. Okay, so I'm gonna press that down. Move my things around here. Whoa, that was terribly loud. I'm so sorry. That was very, very loud. I don't want my magnetic plate because it's not quite the right pressure for this is one of those 3D embossing folders, so they're pretty thick. So I'm using I guess I should show you what I'm using because it's upside down. This is just a standard plate that comes with this machine, and then I'm going to lay that right on that without a cutting plate under it. This blue one, you can get at Stampin' Up. It's just slightly thicker than the other cutting plates, and it applies the perfect amount of pressure to this. So I am going to run it through 2 times, even though 1 time would have been fine, but it's just going to take it out on this side. And then you can see, voila, isn't that beautiful? Now sometimes with the foil, if I, another thing I did, if you play with it a lot, it kind of separate a little bit. And that was another thing, that when the cutting thing was in here and I did it in one shot, it tended to cut my border a little bit in a way that I did not like or want. So anyway, that is why I'm not using it that way. If you have your own machine, it's exactly the same and you've had no problems with it, and you don't understand why I am making myself do 1 extra step, then good for you. I'm glad you have figured it out and can do that. There are many things I don't do as well as other people, so I wouldn't be at all surprised. Now, all we have is here, I am going to take some more silver and cut out this, and then our other things, we'll get all of these cut out so that we can get them made. I think I'm going to use my Joy one. I actually kind of like the Joy one better than the Snowflake. And then I'll want to use these 2. And these just make little openings in your ornament. But I haven't used them because I found even putting this on kind of covers it somewhat. And then when I'm putting a ribbon on instead, it just definitely isn't. I just don't need it. And I couldn't find any blue foil. I must have used it all. So I'm going to have to use my Night of Navy for my big ornament. Let's get this detailed part is for the silver. This big one is what I need. I should get in there and get a scrap because I bet I've got a Night of Navy scrap in there somewhere. Jeff and I went to, are you ready for Christmas? I think we're ready. We went to the Christmas parade. I felt like that was one more thing. We're still going to go down to the botanical garden and do the lights at least once, maybe 2 times yet. Let's do, while I'm right here with this, let's do this as well. Right here. I think I can fit you all on there without any problem. If my magnet will cooperate, which is the big question. Aha, there we go. The parade was fun. Mostly it was just a wonderfully beautiful day. I mean, I had my long johns and everything on, but I was almost too warm. It was really nice. And fun. Man, the bands are good here. My goodness. Jeff and I are just amazed at how good they are. All right, so there's that. We'll set that aside. There's a real high standard of quality for performing here. I think it's because we're so close to Branson. And so everything we've gone to see practically that has any performance element to it, I mean, they're like professional. Isn't that cute? It's shocking how good they are. If you were a new kid here and you were from, I think almost anywhere else, it's not a performance-based region, I think you might be a little intimidated. It's pretty amazing. All right, so then we are going to do, I need to get that silver out. We'll get our overlay done for the ornament. What did I do with my silver? I think there you are. I feel like I've listened to a good, usually I don't feel like I've had enough Christmas caroling, but I'm thinking maybe this year I have. It's been really nice. Our church has been wonderful, has done really nice Christmas carols. Not a ton, it's evangelical, Evangelical churches, in my opinion, just don't quite do enough of the old Christmas carols. I love them, but we have done some and good ones, and they've been really well done. My goodness, every year or every week I think, wow, I've never heard that done so well. It's amazing. So that's been very, very nice. All right, let's get this out and see how that's going to cut out. We even got to see our Santa again at the Christmas parade. That was nice. At the very finish, they send Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus out and about. So that was nice. And it was not at all too crowded. Springfield does have a really nice square in the center where they do all of these things. It's like a city block square. It's big, and there's not a pavilion on it, but there's fountain. I think there's a fountain, but there's maybe fountains. We didn't get there in the summer. We didn't go down there at all during the summer, so I don't really know what it looks like with the water going. I haven't been in there, but there's a large staging area and just a lot of area there that they can use. And they used it for an announcing, place for this event, because the parade went all around, came down, I don't know how many streets, but it came down and then in and around, the square. So we could see really well. We only got there maybe 20 minutes early. We didn't have to get there very early. We parked right by the event, free parking, which is really nice because, it doesn't sound like very much to pay for parking, but in some cities, you're going to pay $20, $30 for just the parking. And when you're a family, even if the event is free, if you have to pay $20 or $30 for the parking, you might not be able to go. So anyway, it's just been a real treat to have so many really nice things to do. Oh, this is one of the reasons I wasn't going to use that. I wanted to use all my little rhinestones on this snowflake, but I don't think I will be using that on the Joy. Oh, well. All right, so we're going to cut out this ornament from the green foil, and then we'll need to cut the... I don't want to use up all my green foil on this. So let's be a little cautious. My card is just a little bigger than the standard size, but I think I could probably make it the standard size, and it would be fine. Okay, so we're going to do a strip there for that, and then my Merry and Bright, because it is so bright. It's really pretty. And I'm using a ribbon this time, so I won't use that again. This velvet is so red. It's I kind of like it a little bit better than in pictures. I think it shows up a little bit nicer for red than our real red does. What do you think? It's so soft. I love it. All right, so we'll put that over there. Oh, I shouldn't throw it over there because I am going to use it again. All right, so let's cut this out first. The velvet paper is easy to cut out, and we actually have the spring colors that we did in the clearance rack, I think, right now. And there's Highland Heather, and there's a really nice soft sea foam. And then there's a cinnamon cider too, which would be really nice for our animals, if you want fuzzy animals. So I want to head over there and get that velvet paper before it's gone. I don't think there's white in that one. I think it's just those three colors. Now I did run it through a bit just to be on the safe side, in case it was going to be problematic in cutting out. I don't think it will be, because the velveteen stuff has not been having a hard time for me before, but just in case. Here's my pick tool. We didn't even eat anything this time, which is kind of, we were going to go and have lunch first, but I told Jeff, isn't that cute? I told him, let's, instead of get going, we were going to go park early, early, go eat something, and then, just have more leisure time that way. But we decided to go get a pretzel and cheese, the pretzel bread and cheese at our Big Whiskey restaurant. Oh man, it was so delicious. We love it, and we only ordered one. It's an appetizer, so of course, and we weren't hungry really. It wasn't dinner or anything. It was not that late, but that's what I wanted to do, so we did. But as we were eating it, it didn't take us very long. We got right in, which was nice. And then the kid looked at us like when we were done, because we were done pretty fast. It's like, well, did you want anything more? And no, didn't really want anything more. That was all we wanted. I really wanted just that. And when I reached for what I thought was my last piece, Jeff gave me kind of the eye out of the corner of his eye, and I was like, oh, I didn't count, because I didn't. I think I kind of just vaguely realized there's half on his side of the dip, half on my side. And so I was just reaching for, I thought, my last one. He was like, are you really having that last one? And I realized, usually I have one less than him. And I let him have the one extra piece. But in this case, we only had 4 pieces of pretzel bread, and like he was like, "Oh no, it's fine." I just thought, "Oh, that is so hilarious that you actually are counting." And next time, if we come and do this again, I think we might gonna have to make sure we eat it with a meal, so I don't feel bad about giving you the extra. The extra pretzel piece, because I actually want it. It's good, All right, so now we are ready to assemble our card. It's going to go pretty fast now that we've got that part done. Let's put this down. I'll have to put it back up again because it is, I'm still going to have to bring that cutter out one more time. Let's do this of the standard size instead of, this card is actually just a little bigger, so I don't know if it comes in. Will there be room? I think there will. So let's just do it the standard size. We will do this at 4 inches instead of 4 1/4, which is what I have in that one. We'll do 4 1/4, 5 1/2. No, not 5 1/2. 5 and, where's my, let's look at my measurement here so I don't flub it. 5 1/4. That seems awfully small. It is. I need it to be bigger. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to use that on another card because I need this to cover the whole card. So this actually needs to be 4 1/4. Not 4 and 5 1/2. Okay. And then we're going to do the red velvet just on top of that. So we will use this side right here. And we're going to go 4 inches. Okay, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then that's going to go right on top nicely. Okay, and then we're going to want to do our label. And our label has I'm using from our, wow, what's this called? Merriest Moments, what's it called? Yeah, Merriest Frames Dies. is what it's called. There's a nice shaped label, but I need to stamp it before I actually do it. So we'll save this. No, this isn't what I need though. I just need the gold or the green. So the green's on the side here. So I'll just save that there. I'll get that going. And then the other part that we need, this is something totally different. It's a die from somewhere that I have no clue where. I'll find a tag or something so I can do a little flag here when we get to that one. All I need for now is just to cut out, I need to cut out the card base for that card. Now this one is a little bit big because this hybrid folder piece is pretty large. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Oh, it is 4 1/4 by 5. It's barely big enough. You can see my leaf is just barely big enough. So if it was a little bigger, that wouldn't be bad. But we'll go ahead and just do the standard then, since. And it really doesn't matter which directions your little peacock things are going, because, you know, I'm not doing it with, this is not a peacock card at all. All right. I'm going to lose everything. If I throw it on the floor, I'm probably going to lose it. All right. All right, so the day what, and oh man, it's nice. I better get out on the bike today. I do have all of my catalogs ready to be taken around to my neighbors because we have a bunch of new, you know, we're in a new neighborhood. So I would like to be able to get around and meet my neighbors. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And give them my new catalog, because there's a new catalog coming out, right? We have a new catalog coming out in just a couple of weeks, right after Christmas. Oh man, you're gonna love what you see in there. Oh, so many nice things. It was hard to not just go nuts on everything. Okay, so we'll just put some glue on that. Now, glue is very sticky. You do not want to get it on the foil. So if you even get a little bit on your hands, just stop right away. Get something to clean it off, as I am doing over here. I don't know how I got glue on my hand already, but I did. So you want to make sure you don't. Oh, it's probably like on the edge or something. And I can see my piece is just a little. I thought I cut it properly. Look at that. What in the world happened there? Okay, so let's find out what happened. See if it fits. It does. Sorta. It does, it does. Okay, so with this piece, all I'm doing, I'm not putting anything under it, so I can just stick these dimensionals on this part. And then you'll want to use your little mini dimensionals on the edges. That, it goes pretty fast if you do that. Just need it on the prominent leaves that are big enough to stick a mini dimensional. You don't even need to cut them at all, which is nice. This is a very nice frame, and I know it's you know, being released at Christmas as a Christmas set. But when I turn it over, I want you to notice the leaves that are in this frame. There's really only 2 sprigs that are holly leaves, which are our traditional Christmas leaves. And the other leaves are all, you know, just your generic leaves. So this frame is going to be super multi-seasonal. You're not going to be needing to worry about it only being a Christmas frame, because that's kind of the problem sometimes with these big frame things. They're a little pricey, You know, you might not want to spend a ton on something that you're only going to be able to use at Christmas time, especially when you're just starting out and you haven't got a whole backlog of stamps and dies in your cupboard. Get that last guy. That one done? No, I didn't do that one either. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's just this one and this one. So if I was going to use this for a non-Christmas one, I would position this in such a way as to have my image that I'm going to have superimposed over it, covering up the holly leaves, you know. Now, if you're doing, if you're doing, you know, it not on just like a wedding card or something, it's just silver, it doesn't even really matter, because unless you're a gardener, you're not even gonna catch on to the fact that those are holly leaves in a seasonal. You're not even gonna go there. It's just us garden, you know, snobs that notice things like this. Okay, so I'm gonna glue these together with my little glue dots. That's the easiest way to do it. And then we'll put this on here. We'll get our little tag going, and then this card will be done. We can get on to the next one and be getting finished very quickly. Now, I do have mini glue dots. However, my mini glue dots aren't very mini. You can get actual mini ones, but since these are pretty large, I'm gonna just roll it up like that and then stick it on here. Okay, so you can just, you can actually make these into almost any shape that you want. This is by far the least messy way to put this on. Now you could cut it out. You could use our adhesive, clear adhesive sheets and adhere it to the back of your cardstock and then cut it out and then just peel off the backing and stick it right on there. That would have been an even faster way of doing it, but I find my adhesive sheets just to be a little problematic sometimes when it's something as finely detailed as this. So I'm just gonna stick with the old glue dots. I don't need a ton to stay on there. This is, you know, a Christmas card. People are gonna get it in the mail, look at it, enjoy it, and keep it around maybe for a week, and then they're gonna throw it away. So it's not like something that needs to be so permanent that no kids are probably going to be playing with it. It's not that kind of a card. It's not interactive at all. I try to do better with my interactive ones. Sometimes those are not all that friendly either. Oop, not there. You want this right on here. Okay, it did look better, I think, with the foil, but this is going to be pretty good too. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? It just stands out so nicely with that silver and navy blue. Now this is raised and up already, so I'm going to put glue on this side and then just one dimensional on the edge here. No, not there. Let's try you on another spot. We want you right here so that it's the same height. That makes sense. So now we can put our glue here. I actually opened up a new glue for us, so I'm not struggling so much with that. I'm gonna move my leaf because I kind of want you, like, I think right down there, because my card is just a little smaller, I think. Although I did measure it, so anyway. All right, so there we go. we are going to use, instead of the Hope You Find Beauty in the Details of the Season, which is from that other big giant bauble set, we're going to use the Merriest Moments after I put some more glue dots on here. Okay. Put one right there. And then I'm going to stick it on here. And I'm going to just put some glue on the back of this one, just a tiny bit. Just needs to just stick a little. And I don't want a lot, because it'll smear up my foil really bad. All right, there we go. Oh, it kind of did. I had it right in the wrong spot there. All right, there we go. So cute. All right, there you go. And now we'll use a little bit of white cardstock. Got a little scrap of a piece here. Let's do a Joyful Christmas. Now let's do the Thinking of You. I think that's pretty big. Let's do the Joyful Christmas one. It's not as big. Oh, it's so loud. These stamp up really nice. Also, if you're interested to see what they look like stamped, on Pinterest I've got all my, detailed and Baubles and Merriest Moments cards up there now. And I did stamp the poinsettia on one of the labels. So if you're curious what that looks like, I'm sure other people have done wonderful things with it. It actually stamps up really nice. So I think you'd like it. All right, so that's just our Night of Navy. And let me see what kind of a... I wonder what kind of label I want on this. All right, when we were at the parade, if I had just been smart, I would have made sure that I got something to eat while we were there, and then Jeff could have had his. Uh-oh, this one won't work unless it's going down, because I stamped it too close to the top. Let's look and see if it's even wide enough. Oh, it is. So we'll go ahead and just do it anyway. I haven't used this punch yet. This is the first time ever. Let's try to get the A in the middle. Let's try to make sure it's straight too. This punch actually, you kind of want it to be straight. Some of them don't matter so much. Okay, like that. Not bad. It's not bad. I might stick it on the top there. Maybe there. What do you think? Should I put some blue under it? I don't know. I could do that. What would happen if I did that? Let's look and see what would happen if I did that. If I do, we're going to need to punch out 2 of these. So we'll give it a go and see how it looks. I don't know that I'm going to do it, but there's 1 and 2. This is Elegant Tag Punch. It goes with that Elegantly Said stamp set. It's really beautiful. So if I do this, what I'm going to have to do is cut it in half, and I do think I want to. So we're going to cut in half this direction, like that, and in this direction. And then we'll just put some glue on the back and stick that on there. So we have a nice little blue background. Let's see, let's do the sides first. Again, trying to not get glue all over my hands is the issue. Okay, there's that side. I should have just put tape, but the problem is I'm not accurate enough to do that. I would have really had a hard time with tape, but it is easier in some ways. Okay, so there and there. Ugh, I don't really need it there. Okay, now we'll put a little more glue on the back. You don't need a lot. This is what you do if you don't, you know, you don't have everything. Stampin' Up! Didn't do a die for for this, so it's punches are. I don't know about you, but I end up doing this quite a lot with punches, which is one reason I kind of prefer dies. So I'd rather just have 2 nesting dies so that I don't have to do this, but it does make a big difference. I think I'm really glad that I did that. I'm going to put my dimensional right there to kind of make sure it doesn't wiggle around since my glue is still a little damp. And I can use the big ones because it's pretty big. All right, I can tell I'm on early today. There's nobody with me at all, which is incredible. Usually somebody shows up. If somebody is out there, I don't see you. I'm not sure why. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I just don't see you. Isn't that cute? I love these. Now, you guys that are getting all of my Christmas cards, no one's getting that. I'm terribly sorry, but all my cards are done. I haven't gotten them in the mail. Today they are going in the mail because they have not gotten in the mail yet. I feel a little bad about that. Normally I have all of my things all mailed. All right, so we are going to try not to smudge glue on this velvet paper. It's so pretty, and glue just, if you think glue is bad on foil, you've seen nothing yet, because you definitely don't want it on your velvet. It totally ruins it. There's no way you can get it off. With foil, if you're quick, you can kind of, I just wet my finger really quick and try to get it off quick, and you can. It still sometimes mars it a little bit, but not bad. But this velvet, you cannot get any glue on it. All right, it's worth it. Fussing with it a little bit. It is definitely worth it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so there's that. Let me grab a basic card base for it. That hopefully will fit. Looks like it does. And we'll glue this on here. Ah, Chris from North Carolina. Thank you for speaking. I appreciate it very much, Chris. Thank you. Now I don't feel so bad. I thought, oh man, I'm out here all on my own today. So North Carolina did not have any tornado issues. We had a bunch of tornadoes near us, not terribly close to Springfield. It happened like late at night. So I was asleep, of course, like always is the case, it seems like, I guess. And we're pretty new, but Jeff wasn't sleeping all that well because he had a really bad cold. So he was up in the morning. He told me all about it. And so you guys didn't feel any of the effects of that storm, I hope. Sure, it was bad for so many people. All right, is your weather nice? It's just shocking how many of us are having really nice, mild weather. But of course, that's partly why the tornado stuff is going to be worse, I'm sure. All that warm weather interfering as it rushes up to all the cold stuff that's up to higher. There's been some wind that's been pretty cool. Mostly it's just been fabulous. It's supposed to be really nice here all week, so I'm gonna definitely be riding my bike a lot and going to the park. Because, you know, this is the time of year. It's like, I don't know if that's going to happen again for a while. So get out and enjoy it while it's good. Oh, no, it is beautiful. In the 60s, fabulous. So you're in a little bit warmer than us, I bet. Although I think it's supposed to be in the 60s for us today, too. Maybe that's tomorrow. I know it's supposed to be getting a little warmer as the week goes. What did I do with the... I thought... Where did I put you? Everybody saw me cut it out. Did you go on the floor? Huh, very strange. I might end up having to cut out my top, my little overlay again, because I'm sure not seeing it. And then I know as soon as, oh, it's right under my scissors. All right, as soon as I had cut it out, I would have found it. That's always the way, isn't it? All right, so we're gonna just do some glue dots again right here. Just because I will smear that glue all over the foil. I am not very good at that. So I'd rather just use fewer glue dots. Now you can use I'm just using my fingernail, but you can use your little pick tool. That works really well. But since I'm rolling it, I'm just finding it's working better to just roll it right there onto my finger and stick it on. Because these are pretty good size. They're not the biggest ones that they make, but they're pretty big. I like to have the little mini ones, and I used all of them making all of these because I did several of these cards and ended up using all of my glue dots, and I was glad because I've had them for a long time, and I'm quite sure that, like everything else, there's an expiration date on the glue dots. I don't want to go in and think I've glued things down to a card and then find out that everything fell off the minute they took it out of the envelope because my glue dots were expired. I don't know that happens, but I just assume that it does. When we were leaving the parade, the Christmas parade, oh my goodness, there were a lot of really cute, horses and not a lot of, I don't think they didn't have any animal, but they did have horses, coming through. But there was a pug dog club of some sorts. I mean, they had their owners with them. And they were leashed, all walking along, but they were a variety of colors. There was a brindle one that I'd never seen in real life. I'm sure I've seen a picture of a brindle pug dog. Oh, he was so cute. Those pugs are, I think, my favorite breed. Jeff said one of them was a Boston Terrier pug dog mix, but I don't care. It really wouldn't matter where if it even just closely resembles the pug dog. They're so cute. They were just prancing right along very happily. Really nice. Hi, Jewel. Nice to see you. How's your weather today? I saw it in my Southern Living magazine, a really nice article about an area in Arkansas that has some of the most beautiful fall foliage. Now, our Chris in North Carolina, she's probably thinking, well, we've got far nicer fall foliage than Arkansas, but I haven't been there. Haven't been to either place, but this article was really, really inviting. They had some panoramic shots, and it was in, I haven't looked it up on my map yet to see how far it would be from us. Arkansas is pretty close. All right, so this is going to go on here, and I need to use this die that comes in this Merriest Melodies pack after we've stamped the sentiment. So we want to do real red. In the parade, one thing that surprised me, we never had in Washington State. It's like, wow, this is pretty special. Let's do this festive one. I think it'll fit okay. Yeah, I think it will. They had what was called the Kilties Club. Kilties, K-I-L-T-I-E-S, I presume. They were kilts. They were all wearing their kilts. It was bagpipe, a group of girls. Jeff said, I think they're all girls. I was like, oh, okay. I'm sure that here there are not a lot of boys who want to be wearing a kilt. That makes total sense to me. I'm going to ink that up pretty heavy. We knew in Washington State, though, a kid who had a boy. In fact, our daughter dated him for a while. He was really a nice kid. I liked him a lot. He was nice. Totally normal boy. But he had, like, I'm sure, only a teeny tiny bit of Scottish or, you know, whatever heritage in his bloodline. I don't even know where he could have had it because his last name was Brown. His dad had married a Polynesian woman, really sweet lady, and so it didn't come from there. But he wore a kilt to school, high school, for at least one whole year, maybe only one. But he was a very flamboyant character in many ways. He could pull it off. And at Jeff's old school that he taught at, they were very forgiving of anything like that. So kids would have been fine with it. And he was really likable. So you can kind of pull things off like that when you're a very likable person that you might not be able to. Uh-oh, Jewel, I just saw your comment. Oh no, is this the son that lives in Arkansas? I am so sorry. Sorry for your whole family. I hope everything is okay. It's amazing what doctors can do now and what I'm going to put this down a little more. No, maybe I'll put it up. Yeah, I think I'll put it up, and then if we need to, I'll shorten it up. We had a good friend who had a heart attack just a few, maybe even just 2 weeks ago. It's shocking. He's exactly my age. I was just, oh my goodness, no way. And he has a very stressful job, I'm sure. I mean, he probably wouldn't think that it is, but I suspect that it is. All right, so let's just have a little look-see. I do want to shorten it. I did it like that because I was thinking, do I want to put rhinestones on it? Now, you can, of course, do many different things. You can just move it all around and do all kinds of, you could do it anyway. But I think I'm going to just go ahead and shorten it up. Let's do it so that my die isn't cutting into my plate the whole way down. Let's do it this way. Okay. At the holidays, it seems like so many times these things happen during the holidays. I see your yes. Does that mean everything is okay? I think is what I'm hoping. Uh-oh. I didn't get my stitching because I did that. Ooh, well, we'll have to cut it again. And because I'm going to cut it again, I don't know that I'm going to get it all perfect there. So we'll just see. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to have to do it again. The sides, I can see right now it's shifted, and I should have probably taped it down. All right. Oh, it's good enough. It's slightly crooked, but we're going to live with that. Yes, really tired, I bet. Oh my, hunting. Oh my goodness. Maybe this will cause him to have to slow down a little bit. I'm hoping that's the case for my friend, that his colleagues and his wife, I know, would be telling him, you're not doing all the things that you've been doing. I know the doctor's telling you not to. So So I could use the die, you know, that came with this set, but I'm just going to stick a ribbon in it. So I'm just hole punching that. I don't really need to, I don't want the half moon. I just want that. And then I've got on the side over here, I've got some leftover, our gold edged. They don't do this one, is this a 1/8 inch? It looks like it. They don't do the 1/8 ribbon all that much. They just tend to have the larger. And I actually am happy about it. I don't use this a lot because it is so skinny, but I don't know. Sometimes it's really nice to have the skinnier one too. All right, so there we go. We're gonna just stick these down. Then I'll trim it up, and we will be finished with our cards for today. Very cute, very easy, very super easy way to do a bunch of Christmas cards. Where's my, oh, there you are. I think we're gonna glue this flat down, and then we'll put our dimensionals on the ornament. Oh my goodness, that is terrible. 80%. Oh my goodness. Jewel. Does this mean a whole dietary change and exercise and all? It sounds like he's already a very active guy. Or future surgery anyway. It's so scary. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it, and I had forgotten to mention that. Thank you very much. So I have my link if anybody wants to purchase anything. This actually is going to go to add to your cart some of the items on this. I think this card mainly, the items from there that are available. Most of them aren't even. I mean, not most, but that isn't available. Everything else is. And if you do that and make a $50 or more purchase, then I will send you an embellishment. I'll have to find out what you want and what's available, because you never know what's going to be available these days. So I kind of have to find that out from you. So when you order, make sure that you put down your name and your address and all that. Check out as my customer so that I can contact you. And we're not allowed to do that unless you sign out as as my customer. So then I can find out what you want. All right, I'm going to just snip that there and snip that one like that. Oh, maybe a little shorter. Maybe that one a little shorter. Uh-oh, the smoking is bad. Yeah, very bad. That's just not good for your health. Although some people, it seems like they can do it, and it's not, that problematic. It's always interesting how our bodies are all so different, and what's really bad for one person is perfectly fine for another. Like for me, I can't eat anything or I gain pounds. Now that's really common, I know, but it is annoying, isn't it? I gained 1 pound off of that pretzel and cheese. So I'm gonna have to be good for a week anyway, so that I can eat at Christmas time. I definitely don't want to miss out. But yeah, definitely that. All right, I think that's it. I'm looking at my list to see if there was anything else that I needed to remind you about. We do have a special Join Stampin' Up! And Me coming up in a couple of weeks. So keep tuned for that if you're interested in being part of a fun team. We are a very fun team. I send out I make a card, project or some kind of project every month, and then our team is really small, so I can cut those things out and send them to everyone, and then we all get to work on it for free together online. It's pretty fun. I really enjoy it, and the people who are joining me enjoy it. Of course, not everyone is able to. Sometimes people have to watch it later and do it later, but they have their little kit and they can do it whenever they want to. So that's just one of the fun things being part of our team. Our group does like to chat together, so We would love to have anybody who wants to join us be thinking about it and plan to do that in January when the special comes. It's going to be a really good one, so you don't want to miss it. When you're a demonstrator, you get to have all of these products. If you had been really wanting this delicate baubles set with the stamps, you would have been probably very disappointed if you were not a demonstrator, because demonstrators are able to order everything early. And so I always get everything I want because I get to order it early. You don't have to sell. You don't have to make any quota if you don't want to. You don't want to stay in it. You don't have to. There's no pressure at all. People kind of jump in and out as they choose to. But as a demonstrator who just is doing it for fun, like I am, it's just a matter of I get my 25% discount every time I make a purchase, and I have fun Stampin' Up! Friends to talk to and do projects with. And I never miss out on any of the things that I want, right, ladies? I mean, isn't that why we're doing it? Because we don't want to miss out on stuff that sells out. And it's, my goodness, sometimes you still miss out on it. You can't buy everything, but not usually. Usually, you know kind of what's going to stick around and what's not, sort of. That's not always true, but sometimes it is. Works out good when we know. All right, it is only another week and a half to Christmas. Can you believe it? So Merry Christmas. I might not see you again until after Christmas. If that's the case, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and stay well and healthy. We are all very healthy, thankfully, and our region is, although our news media would like us to be terrified and scared, afraid to go out, where no one is. I mean, we don't personally know of anyone who is. Everyone's back to normal, enjoying it, and it is wonderful to live in a community where people are not afraid to just live life happily, because they are very happy. So it's been very nice to have that community all around us, and I hope you are able to be in that kind of a community as well. Again, if you are in a situation though where you might have to be cautious because of your health concerns, like Jewel, your son would certainly be in that category, then that does make it a little bit more problematic. But there are things you can do to still be able to get together. So I hope that happens for you, and I will see you in a couple of weeks, if not a sneak peek here and there maybe, but enjoy the holidays. All right, remember, Jesus is our reason for that smile on our face and that joy in our heart. Don't forget to share that, and I almost did. Thanks a lot, ladies. Bye-bye.